Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Fata Morgana. Let's continue the story because we're about to have revolution. Jacopo just parked everything. We're going to rush for Barnier, it seems. And yeah, how this will end, I guess we all know, right? Jacopo is going to be the next lord. But what in between? Who will survive? Who will not? We don't know. What happens to Gratian? That's one of my questions too, because we never saw him in the story later, but he might just wander around, you know, and we just never saw him later. Also, you told me in the comments in the previous episodes that the episode with Morgana on Jacopo's back when he was talking to her, that also apparently author said that it's the favorite episode as well. So I'm glad that we agree on some stuff. So yeah, with that, I think we can just go. And also, yeah, you told me actually as well the ages. So Nelly was God damn it, I forgot. 14 in 17th century, I believe, and Morgana was 12 in 14th century. I think something around that, but yeah, that's quite clarification. So yeah, thank for the details. And for now, let's just go. Let's go and barge into the mansion, or I guess the castle of Barnier. So for some reason the soundtrack is copyrighted, by the way. I had to literally change it a little bit in the previous episode. Okay. Oh, sorry. Hear me, my fellow citizens who live in suffering at the hands of your supposed lord. Within me flows the blood of the previous lord. I am the rightful heir. Behold the Barnier's golden ring, proof that I am a noble birth. Victims of this terrible tyrant, the time has come to start anew, and I shall be the one to lead you down that path. The poor, the hungry, the deprived, all of you stand with me. That's quite a motivational speech. I like it. Jacob is blooming with confidence here. Before we commenced our strike on the Lord's manor, I gave a little speech in the city square. Not because we actually needed them to take up arms and fight with us, but because we needed to make a public proclamation of our position before overthrowing the Lord. Makes sense, because if you would do that later, you could just take Barnier ring from his hand basically and say the same thing, and no one would believe you, because they would be like, oh, you just took it, you know? And with that, you are seen as the actual heir. So that's a huge difference. They needed to know we're not merely opponents of the Lord, but proponents of the common man. That we had a legitimate cause and legitimate claim to power. If you were to leave them in the dark, it would only sow confusion and unrest when the word of the Lord's death came out. They had to see us as their liberators, not as a greater evil swooping in to squash a lesser one. The Lord had been squeezed everything he could out of them for years, sucking them dry, so I didn't expect anyone to actually have the willpower to join us. The important thing was that they knew who I was. But I had underestimated them. A slow trickle of people stood to join us, and by the time we were at the city's edge, we had accumulated dozens of additional men. That's, yeah, like I said, that speech been pretty motivational and encouraging, so yeah, there will be people who have enough and have courage to fight. Transforming our little uprising to something of a much greater scale. The people have been waiting day in and day out for someone to take up their banner and lead the way. It didn't matter that the one holding the banner did so under false pretenses. Okay. Intruders! We're under attack! Get them! Yep, just frontal attack. I like how the... By the way, yeah. I like how the screen is tight, like, tilted a little bit here. It's like showing you the chaos, basically. With the added support, our forces render the manor defenses practically useless. Well, we are doing this fast. I thought like it's going to be the whole episode, but it seems like it's like 15-minute thing. Never mind then. We're doing it fast. Townsfolk flooded the property, overwhelming even fully armored soldiers. Farmers turned their tools of their trade into deadly weapons, plunging all the manors with spiked implements into guards' necks. It didn't take long for the pungent stench of blood to fill the air. Panicked servants scrambled away from the chaos as quickly as they could manage. And I made my way through the corridors of the Great Hall, where the Lord presumably waited, Gratian at my side. Okay, last boss. Also, if you think about this when you are like riding stuff like this, then you like, even though like slaves probably like would like to escape and stuff, you cannot deny possibility that some of them are just like way too scared of this guy and they will still backstab you. So even though you don't want to kill servants and slaves when you're like riding, like dethrone someone, you still need to be like extra careful about them and maybe like either like evacuate them so they cannot interfere or tie them up somewhere, you know, or lock them up somewhere just in case, because this is like extremely dangerous situation and you cannot be bothered with anyone who can like possibly backstab you for whatever reasons they might have. Okay. We're here to relieve you of your head, Lord. Okay. 2 on 1. Those savages removed from my property immediately. Wow. Wow, this guy. Yes, my lord. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. The defenses are heaviest here. Watch yourself, Gratian. You can shove that concern right back where it came from, kid. I ain't about to let a bunch of mooks do me in. No number of dispensy little fuckers is enough to take me down. Is there any situation capable of tempering that big mouth of yours? You can handle all guards then. I'll take care of the lord. Do you not take the pizza or your... Oh. Price. All for yourself, eh, kid? We're not in Papa John's. Or whatever pizza company you may think. Like, what's like Domino's or something? I don't know. I don't have these in my country. There's no Papa John's or Domino's. We have like other brands. Anyway. Normally I tell you to piss off, but I will give you this one. It's what the people wanted besides. Thank you for understanding. But remember, if you screw this pooch, I will make sure you're the laughing stock of the whole city. Don't worry, I will come back with his head. Okay, so we have actually Jacob against Barnier here. Not 2 on 1. The fact that Barnier was still here suggested he knew he had nowhere safer to flee to. Unlike the slave revolt 3 years prior, we were entirely on the offensive this time. He didn't appear particularly perturbed about his predicament though. He likely had little doubt he would make it through the day safely. I knew Barnier was skilled with the sword, and despite all Gratian's talk, the guards he kept by his side were hardly going to be the third rate. Yeah, probably. They would be the best of the best. Praying Gratian would be able to hold them off long enough, I went my way through the wall of armed men, marching straight for Lord Barnier. He slowly drew his sword, readying himself for combat. Ha! Well, Imagine that, it's you again. I love this guy. I had assumed you had died off in a hole somewhere. Hate to disappoint you, but staying alive, one of my few talents. Ha, how fitting for the filthy maggot. Well, I hope you're ready to be devoured by that very maggot. Oh wow. Actual animated background with fire around? Cool. Okay. Yeah, Jacopo is not particularly muscular. Probably will like use his skills. But Barnier on the other hand also is not like, I mean, he's not like, I mean he trained a little bit because he practiced with the sword, but he's also not extremely strong. So I think like they are like maybe even match. None of them is like peak physique, but they both probably have like a lot of training behind them. I mean, we know that Jacopo trained with Gratian, so yeah. And Lord obviously have some too. Also, he looks like a beast, like a vampire. Kind of look like Ikamasa, like a beast with this like little like tooths here. Yeah, anyway. It would seem your tongue had gotten rather sharp since we last met. Though I needn't remind you how this played out 3 years ago, do I? Your blade will never get anywhere near my head. Well, a lot have changed in this past few years. I will, however, give a good reminder of precisely how feeble and worthless you slum rats are. Within me flows the blood of the royal family, direct descendants of God himself. Bullshit! All your blood is made from the refuse of the earth. We are no more the same species as the worm is a wolf. Our very being in my presence is a slight of the highest order. I think you'll find our blood is much more similar than you think. When I take that ugly head off your shoulders, we can both get a good look at how equally filthy your blood is to mine. I'm not the boy I was 3 years ago. I will drag you down from the throne on high and show you to the dregs of the earth. You really are. You dare insult me, Kur? We traded strikes, going on offense and defense in roughly equal parts. Yeah, so they are like actually equally matched, like I said. Barnier was quick on his feet and quicker with his blade. When I attacked, he swayed effortlessly out of its path, like a stalk of a wheat in the wind. And when he attacked, he was like a typhoon. He had a prowess that could never be overcome with brute strength. However, I had not spent the last 3 years idle. While I could hardly imitate the refined swordsmanship of a trained nobleman, I had a much better grasp on how and when to most effectively put my weight into a swing, how to maintain the ideal amount of distance between us. Yep, the skill. And there was one other key difference. I had no intention of running. Okay. So Barnier is fighting basically like he's like in offense here as well. I mean he's in the defense because I mean yeah, like come on, like Jacopo is attacking, okay? Yeah, he's in defense and he's trying to kill Jacopo, but at the same time he's trying to do this so he can escape. Not to win, not to like kill them all and like squash them. I mean too, but mostly to escape. But Jacopo is like, yep, I'm not running away because if I run away I'm dead anyway, so yeah. Let's go all in. Either I would take off his head or I would end up a bloody heap on the floor. There was no other way this battle could end. Think about what you're doing, Slumrat. About who you're pointing your blade at. An attack on me is an attack on God. It's an act of unspeakable sacrilege. Ah, Barnier. That was rich coming from him when he's been like treating Morgana like that. Wow. Ah, little late to talk the moral high ground. You that afraid of dying? Then put your tail between legs and start running. You insolent. I'm the rightful heir of the Barnier family. The blood of the kings of that flow in my veins. And I am the ultimate ruler of this land and my people. Hardly a ruler. I would never consider to turn my back to a worthless rat. Well, don't say I didn't give you a chance. That just means we'll keep on doing this until one of us is dead. Every swing, every step, every slight shift of balance had a little more weight than the last. Had Jacob always had the red eyes? Did I never pay attention to this? But unlike last time, where the pressure had only served to light a fire under me, it was now building up inside me, growing, taking form. I could now perfectly trace the path of his blade dancing through the air. Back then, the only advantage I had over Barnier was physical strength and pluck, but things were very different now. He was agile, and I could keep up with him. No, I was beginning to overtake him. Ha! Allow me to borrow your words, if you would. Perhaps you should have saved the snide yapping for when you have the skill to back it up. Don't get cocky, you insignificant rat! You treacherous cur! Yep. The Lord swung down on me with all his strength, but I managed to parry the strike with a little trouble. In that moment, I had undeniable power. Power. That's right. I wasn't powerless, and I could never let myself be powerless again. Ever. And if I couldn't manage that, then I deserved to rot here as the weak, worthless man I was. I had the chance here and now to take out not only the Lord, but me. Old as well. A helpless, impotent boy who couldn't even protect the ones he loved. Wow. Yeah, this is like changing whole Jacopo behavior. So this is the moment when he became the Lord that he became later on. I guess he's not going to be the old self. He's going to protect basically everyone, but on the cost of everything too. So yeah, he's going to be the one to be hated as well. That's exactly what I will do. I'll show you I am not who I used to be. That I am not that sniveling little boy from 3 years ago. Before long, Barnier was coming up against for war. Impudent worm? Yep, that's the end for him, I think. He's at the wall, he has nowhere to run. Or to move at all. We're both breathing hard, dripping with sweat. The air seems to waver, like there was a fire burning between us. A fire fueled by our own souls. And that heat extended to the entire hall, in a staunch defiance of the cold winter sitting beyond the walls. Perhaps the room had transformed into one of the halls of hell itself. Where's your god now, huh? Wow. It's time to end this. Your time on this earth has come to an end, Barnier. I readjusted my grip on my sword, repositioned my feet on the hard floor, lining everything up for my final strike. And then, threw a little extra fuel on the fire, before breaking into a dash. However, oh? Wait! What the hell? The fuck? Seren? Okay. What? Oh, were you actually a spy like I said? Are you actually a fucking traitor? The last person I expected to see stood there between me and the Lord. Oh, you... What the fuck? What the hell is happening? Bring me to an emergency stop just moments before I would have taken off his head. Seren? Because I had been running at full speed, I staggered, almost tripping, before catching my balance. She reached out, placing her hands on my shoulder, pleading at me with eyes the color of early spring leaves. I could see myself, aghast, reflected in those eyes. I should have stopped. Why are you saving the Lord? What the fuck? I should have hesitated for any reason. I should have knocked Seren to the side and taken off Barnier's head. But a torrent of questions rained down on me, entangling me from head to toe like a spider's web. Why? How? What was Seren doing here? Why did she ask me to stop? Why was she standing between me and the Barnier? No. The answer hit me like the bolt of lightning. Only 4 people had survived the ride on the brothel. But we had prepared a safe room underground in case of emergency, and the stairs down were hidden beneath the floorboards. I fucking knew it, the way she staggered back then. For a second, knowing that this is the hide place. You bitch, oh my god. I fucking knew this. Ah! Yet Maria had said they were found quickly, and most of the girls were taken captive. You didn't. The attack had been well organized and large scale. Could the aroma of herbs, which was strong enough to be smelled outside, have been some kind of signal? Oh, you fuck. How could you? How could you betray us? What came out of my mouth was not words though, but a painted, visceral wail. But overpowering everything else I felt, I was paralyzing shock. Oh, you... Oh! This fucker is just amazing. Holy sh... YouTube is going to hate this episode, because I swear so much in like a minute. He just backstabbed her to reach us? What the... Okay. Barnier knows what he's doing. This is how you write the villain. He don't care, he just like surviving for enemies necessary. Why would Seren actually do like... Why? What? A blade sticking out of Seren's chest pierced my breast. Our blood flowed down opposite ends of the silver edge, melding into a single stream. I'd completely lost my sense of what was happening, left only with crushing bewilderment. Barney let out a deep, bellowing laugh from behind Seren. The sound resonated through the blade in his hand. I could literally feel him mocking me from inside my body. Why? How could you do that, Seren? No. How could you, Barnier? Seren had double-crossed us. As much as I didn't want to believe it, I no longer had much of a choice. She had claimed she thought of us like family. Now we know that's a bullshit. When in reality she was colluding with the Lord. When in reality she was colluding with the Lord. She was the one who had brought ruin upon the brothel. I couldn't reconcile what I saw with what I thought I knew. I couldn't forgive that kind of betrayal. And I couldn't even begin to comprehend Barnier's actions. How can you hide behind her when she stood up for you? How can you so readily cast her aside? She saved your life. How could you do this to her? What are you laughing at? Look at the girl. Look at her face. Huh? fuck? What is happening? What? She's so twisted. What the hell? Why she's happy dying? Like, what is... This is terrifying as hell. What? Why was Seren... How could she possibly smile about any of this? What was going through her mind? Had she gone mad? Never seen her like... Wait. Yes, I had. I knew that smile. Wait, what? All too well. Wait, what the hell? What is happening? Then the realization struck. An almost painful chill crept up my spine. Seren was always smiling. She could break the ice with anyone in no time. She brought laughter whenever she went. She was endlessly cheerful and sincere to a fault. Flashes of our time together rushed through my mind. She was... Presumably you're thinking the girl got mad, but it isn't quite right. No. She's been mad all along. Okay. What? Could anyone in their right mind keep smiling after seeing their parents murdered and being sold off? Could anyone be in their right mind, gently believing they don't have the sorrow in the world? Could anyone in their right mind be smiling with the sword sticking out of their chest? I can't, so we just go with her being crazy stuff? What the fuck? Oh, hi. YouTube, by the way, we are recording this on stream and just someone came in. Yeah, perfect opportunity. The girl's immutable mirth is but a different shade of madness. If she weren't mad, she wouldn't be smiling. Seren lacks the capability of comprehending negative emotions. That can't be. She's compassionate, empathic. There's no way she doesn't understand those emotions. It's called good old-fashioned hard work. She pretends to show compassion, despite the fact that others' pain is incomprehensible to her. No, I refuse. You can tell me that there haven't been moments where you've seen the Sims interact. In one of our conversations, I had asked Seren, have you never felt like you got the short end of the stick? To which she had responded, I don't even know what the stick looks like. Never mind which end is the short one. Oh, you... Are you serious? Well, I had assumed she'd either moved on or her threshold for happiness was on the low side. The scale she weighted it on was outright broken. To tell you the truth, I'm rather fond of the girl. After all, I'm a madman myself. Great! I wanted to shout his words. You acted like it was all crazy bluffer. Like I didn't see any truth in it. But all the proof I needed was staring right at me. Seren was smiling, as bright and gently as ever. This is terrifying, not bright. The same smile she always showed us. If that's how she looked to you every day, then you are kinda crazy yourself, Jacopo. Like, what the fuck? This is terrifying. As blood streamed down the blade in my chest. And still I couldn't believe it. Still I couldn't accept that she had chosen this man over us. Like, why? Like... You said you thought of us like a family, Seren. What happened to that? What happened to all of our time together? you would throw it all away for him? Jackie? Remember what I said? Excuse me? I had my eye on someone. Oh, you fuck! And we just assumed it was Jacopo. Oh my god! You can't be serious. God damn it. And I love you, Jackie. And everyone. Oh, never mind. Wait. What? And everyone at the brothel. But there's someone. Okay, yeah. Okay, makes sense. But there's someone else. I love you more. You know, I'm not the cleverest girl. I can only see what's in front of me. How impossibly idiotic could I be? She never had an eye for me. Her heart had always belonged to Barnier. How the fuck did she start to love this fucker? Like, what the hell? I was being presumptuous when I assumed she was talking about me at the festival. Why him though? Yeah, my question exactly. Why this man of all people? I about fell to my knees, but I managed to hold my balance long enough to stagger back. When the triple Barnier's blade slipped from my chest, the blood it had been holding it seemed to rush out all at once. And with it went everything I was feeling. Okay, how deep that sword was. How did Jacopo survive this? Some revolution. This turned out to be rat. As a parting gift, I will let you in on a little something. The girl was my pawn from the very beginning. An informant sent to keep me apprised of anything that might spark a position. Yeah. Not a news, I guess. God damn it, from the very beginning when she staggered by looking at this door to the cellar. Ah, god damn it. I knew it. If not amassed. If someone's amassing wealth illegitimately, I have them killed or forced to surrender all their assets to me. If someone says something disagreeable about me, I have them hanged. That scheming wench, Ginevra, was it? It's probably at the bottom of the river by now. Oh, that's the noble that gave us the ring. Oh, shit, she's gone too? Oh. But, it seems I failed to keep everything under control, seeing as you are still breathing and dragging a pack of mindless peasants around with you. That's only a minor inconvenience though. All I have to do is take off your head, and then without their leader, they will regress back to the ignorant swine they are. Now it's time we put this ludicrous revolt to the rest. Barnett shifted backwards slightly, making to pull the sword from Seren's chest. She moans, the sound of a mixture of agony and ecstasy. What the fuck? I guess she got pierced by Barnier's sword. I had to. It's like the level of like this era joke about yeah, no spoilers. I thought I could hear the flesh ripping as the blade passed through it. I should have been readying myself to fight again, to brandish my sword and take this bastard head. But I couldn't move an inch. Everything seems to grow distant. My spirit was on the verge of the collapse. The fire that had blazed within me had been snuffed out in an instant. Countless memories crumbled before my eyes. Speaking of memories, I forgot to tell you in the beginning of this episode, but in like some of like very like older videos from like Fata Morgana in general, some of you pointed out to me that in like you know, latest door, the swordsman, the guy with no name, doesn't have katana. I always assumed he's been Japanese because he's had katana. I just remember that from the second door. He had katana in the second door, but he doesn't in later. Like, so he wasn't Japanese in the, like, in his times when he had no name. It wasn't Yukimasa, it was someone else. The sword was different. I never realized that, I think. Or I forgot. So a very good catch in the comments. The word death flashed through my mind. But it brought with it no fear. Only vast hopelessness. Don't you? But as the last of my will threatened to slip from my grasp, I heard a voice. Remember what I said? What? That I want to be together with you forever. You crazy bitch! Oh my god! Okay? What do you think you're doing? Let go of the sword, Seren. Lucidity came rushing back to me. And a split second later I understood what she meant, what she wanted, and gave myself a chance to consider where that road might lead, if I wanted to walk down it, if I would come to regret the decision, or if it was the right thing to do. There was no time to think, only act. I couldn't let this opportunity go, so I shout everything out. My mind, my looming conscience, my sense of right and wrong, my heart. I shoved aside every possible distraction, rekindled the near extinguished fire of my rage, let out a visceral howl. Jesus! And swung. I could feel the impact in my arms as the blade tore through flesh and bone. Seren's lifeless body dropped to the floor with a thud. The tip of my blade ripped a gash in the partner's throat. A geyser of blood erupted from his neck. It's raining blood today! Get wrecked! He bent over, writhing in agony, and staggered back a few steps before his legs gave out and he dropped to his knees. His eyes were open wider than I thought possible, and he brought both hands up to his throat to stem the flow of blood. But it did little to help. The crimson stream seeped through the gaps in his fingers. With each beat of his heart, the flow surged, sending up sprays of lifeblood. Whew! Impossible. That's such a villain line. I was right. Noble blood and peasant's blood all looked the same. Grunting and groaning, Barnier pawed the floor, evidently still convinced he could scamper off and escape somehow. He left behind a trail of blood as he crawled. It was by all rights over. However, there was still one last thing to take care of. I marched over to the Lord and placed my foot on his back, slamming him down into the ground. I'm not leaving without your head. And I owe it to Seren to reunite you. Oh! Wait, if you kill me, the neighboring clans are sure to intervene before you even realize what's happening. I mean, we got their support, you just don't know. Put down the sword, and I will spare you. You will spare me. You are in no position to be sparing anyone. You are either fool or a hopeless optimist. You're not the Lord anymore. You have no power. You're just a sick worm. And the counts? Ah, they won't be an issue. I'll be taking over for you after all. Ah, is that so? And how are you planning to do that? You are a peasant. Ginevra trusted me with the ring that bears the Barnier family crest. I will use it to make myself out to be a successor to the royal family. And what will you do once you faked your nobility? You have no experience, not the faintest idea how to be the lord. I'm sure I will go there better than you ever did. You're out of your mind. A peasant like you couldn't go over an empty plot of land. Not that being a noble makes one any more qualified, as you more than clearly demonstrated. I'll take your seat, and then I will take the word. Ridiculous. Think very hard about this, boy. Killing me will be a mistake you can never fix. Put down the sword. How can you speak? Like, you have, like, open throat. Does death frighten you so much? You would deign to beg for your life, Lord? Like I said, before we began though, the only way to end this is with one of us dead. I pressed my sword against Barnier's nape, then leaned into it hard. The blade, oh my god. Doing it slowly. The blade sank into his flesh. The gash spread like the cracking glass. Screams of agony echoed through the hall. All the blood in his body seems to be trying to escape through the gaping hole, creating an ever-growing pool of red around us. Before long, you two will be driven to madness. Is that a curse of Barnier to Jacopo? Did like Jacopo got double cursed from Morgana and from Barnier? Jesus, this guy have no rest. Excuse me? By the time you figured out what it means to be Lord, you won't be the kind-hearted friend of the people anymore. Living this life, having no one you can trust, it will eat away at you, and then you will... Enough. You will be your own executioner. Enough! I will be waiting for you. Down in hell. Jesus! Oh! Oh! Okay! Oh! Yeah! Fun! He's still looking down on people, look at that. He's still looking down. Every guard and every rebel. I have here the Lord's head taken by my own hands. You have no reason to fight any longer. Put down your arms, all of you, and seize this meaningless battle. Our revolution has come to pass. In less than a daytime, the Lord's manor had fallen, and by the time it was all over, it felt almost underwhelming how completely and utterly we had conquered them. Men cheered and shouted in celebration. Others borrowed suits of armor and pretended to be knights. A fire of a different color filled the manor's walls. They believed that, with the Lord's death, everything would suddenly be better for everyone. That nobody would have to suffer anymore. They would all be happy and live perfectly fulfilling lives. They had no logical reason to believe as such, yet no one seems to doubt it in the slightest. Everyone seems to have forgotten that something changed required work, and there was still much of that to be done. Okay? It's still continuing. So this episode is like 45 minutes now around. I will just continue. I mean, it's not that long. Ah. Oh, that was something. The entire rest of the day, the men partied and celebrated, paying no heed to the corpses strewn about the property. You would thought that the soundtrack would change after we finish the revolution, but no, it's still the same. Even the injured joined in. Nothing could stand in the way of their merrymaking. Just be sure there's no another siren around. They raised goblets to my great accomplishments. Should be fine to continue. And I smiled along. Though their fiery passion could not penetrate the cold bubble that had formed around me. The only real fervor I had felt all day was when I crossed swords with Barnier. Now my head was surprisingly clear. Perhaps clear wasn't quite right. It was stagnant. I felt as though I were suspended in a dark sludge. Barnier's dying words hovered around me. By the time I figured out what it meant to be Lord, I wouldn't be kind-hearted friends of people anymore. He had said that I would have no one to trust, that it would eat away at me. This guy literally got double cursed. This is exactly what happened. Like, he was not trusting anyone. He had no one to trust. He hired swordsman and stuff. Drive me mad. And then I will be my own executioner. I don't think that happened, right? I don't think that it came to this, actually. Maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe you can tell me in the comments what you think about this one. Again and again, I tried to tell myself that I wasn't like him. That I wouldn't end up like him. But his voice, his curse, I just said he's been cursed, goddammit, refused to leave me. Images of the decapitated head flashed through my mind. I couldn't shake the feeling that one day that would eventually be my head. Yeah, that didn't happen. Oh. Actually having different sprite for Jacopo here with the bloody clothes. Okay. Cool attention to details. Oh, Gratian's fine. Okay. Well, there you are, kid. Been wondering where you ran off. Oh, Gratian. How goes it? That sure ain't the face of the man who just pulled off the goddamn revolution. You won't hurt him? You've got something that can... I've got something that can make the pain go away, if you want some. You have booze. Oh, there we go. Here she is. Take on one of these leaves. Oh, okay, never mind. And grind it up at the back of your mouth. You should start tingling right at the back of your head in no time. And then all pain's gone. Like it was never there. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. God damn it. Where did you get that? It's some pretty great shit. If you don't mind getting a little loopy for a bit anyway. But after all that, it ain't like you're gonna need to think straight for a while. So what do you think? Take a few? I think I will pass. It does hurt, but I can handle it. Then why the long face? You're a hero now. People gonna be looking up to you. And that ain't a great look. Huh? What's with the big rock? I don't remember saying this here before. Please don't touch it. It's a Seren's gravestone. Oh. Oh, so that's what got you down in the dumps, huh? I mean, I get it. I sure as hell didn't see that coming either. I saw it coming from the mile. Not in that form though. Execution was perfect of the situation. Talk about the shocker. Subtle thing like her in bed with the Lord. One can be fucking scary creatures at times. I don't even want to think about what kind of shit she was scheming. Why she got all chummy with us. There was no mask, no facade, no scheming. She was always just being herself. And that's the scary thought. You out of your mind, kid? She played us for months. Not the tiniest hint. If that ain't a facade, I don't know what it is. She never believed herself to be lying to us. Assuming Saren generally didn't grasp the concept of sadness or fear, she was incapable of experiencing negative emotions. I wonder now, like, was like Saren actually just mad because of her like past experiences? Or this is some kind of like actual, like, outside of like being like, you know, psychological, like, devastated basically. Like, is there like some kind of like medical issue basically that like make you incapable of like experience emotions or something? Is there something like that in like medical field in general, outside of like just being crazy? Anyone of you knows? Let me know in the comments. Maybe there is something. Then it does kind of add up. She loved the Lord while also enjoying her time with us. To her, they weren't mutually exclusive. To her, feeling both was not wrong. Well, it looks like you're a lot better at arithmetic than me, cause that don't comes close to adding up in my head. Or maybe you just don't want to accept that it was all a big fat lie. Perhaps. I'm not certain, and I don't know what she had with the Lord, so all I can do is speculate. And perhaps I do merely want to believe that she was part of the family. Gratian? Could I ask you to keep this from Maria and the other girls? You sure? Yeah, they don't have to know this. Just keep it like secret. There's no reason to like devastate more people with this. Regardless of what Saren's actual feelings were, I don't see any reason to sully their memories of her. Fair enough, I guess. Not like the dead can make their own case. So at least we can do for the ones they left behind is not taint their memory. Unless someone knows how to bring them back, that's it. Indeed. You sure everything's good, kid? Why are you so concerned about? I mean, this is yours now. When we leave, you will be staying here. And I just want to make sure you're really up for it. If you want, I could take your place. Gratian as the Lord? Okay, terrible idea. Yeah, no. But maybe better than Jacopo. Who knows? Pardon? If you think being in charge will be too much to handle, I'll gladly take it off your shoulders. There will be booze in every city all the time. Or there will be no booze because he's going to take all. Hell, we both know I'm more of a fighter than you. I could take a Bayon out without him getting as much as a scratch on me. What'd you say? I will do it. Don't be stupid. The whole city will be savages by the year end if you were in charge. Yeah. Hey, just offering you a way out, kid. It's my burden to bear, and I have no intention of passing it off. I will have myself back in order by tomorrow. Well, if you say so. But don't forget, we are in this for the long haul. Don't worry, I can handle it. Oh, can you? Huh. So, they have any specific plans moving forward? The woman you were conspiring with, Ginevra, was it? They outhed her, didn't they? Yeah? She was hardly the only noble hoping to see Barnes overthrown. I will have to start by building up a solid foundation of supporters among the nobility. Huh. Do we need the Dig Squad on the side, though? Why don't we just cut ourselves off from that crap and start our own country? That's not how it works. A place just for us. No royalty, no nobility to rob us blind. Just our city. That would be ideal, but unfortunately isn't quite so simple. We can just overthrow the Lord, take over the city and build a big wall around the borders. Without a clear, legitimate transfer of power, the neighboring counts will undoubtedly intervene. So we fight back. What's the problem? You are talking about taking a war to like multiple nations around. Or cities. What the fuck is your problem, Gratien? No, you are not becoming a lord. Our little band of peasants was only able to take down the lord because we had element of surprise. But what happens when a trained, organized army marches on our borders? You don't need to answer. You don't need me to answer that for you. Yeah. This was kind of a massive bitch, huh? Oh yeah. But it's a hell of a better than having an old body in power, I guess. You will change things for the better though, won't you? You have my word. Great. So Jacopo, I know we'll be parting ways here soon and all, but I want you to know I will never forget this day. We crashed the gates of hell together and made the devil our bitch. What a line! Holy shit. Best line from Gratian. I don't know why, but that was just perfect. That just hits like Gratian character so much. Oh my god, I don't know why I find this so funny. It don't matter how far apart we are. Nothing will change what we've been through. So let's make this city into the best goddamn city around. You from the top, me from the bottom. Yes, let's. It's a great comfort to know I have you down there. I have a great deal of trust in you. I won't disappoint you, kid. And don't you ever hesitate. Give me a shout if you need something. When we first met, I kinda wanted to throw you off a cliff. And you still rub me the wrong way sometimes. But I also consider you one hell of a partner. And I mean that. Best buddy! We risked our lives for each other. Brothers in arms. Thank you. I too consider you a good comrade. You and I, the rest of the gang. Huh. I was beginning to think you'd never come out and say it. Also, I forgot to adjust the audio for the stream. I have this it's like normal recording setup. But maybe it's fine. Because I later just adjust audio in the editing. But I don't know. Now remember, kid. Don't you let us down with this. Or you'll be hearing from us, capisci? I know you can do this. I won't let you down. It will go fine. I have allies. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Totally fine. Also, how did you learn? Okay, now we need information. How did he learn about Morgana being still alive? Because he sent swordsman for Morgana. So he learned somehow that she's alive. Who told him that? Friends I can count on. With their help I can exchange things for the better. I can believe in myself. Is this like actually the end of the game, or we are going to see like later events about Morgana too. I mean, we kinda saw the later events, but not from like Jacopo perspective per se. I can do this, I have no reason to think otherwise. There's a fluttering in my stomach. There's nothing to be concerned about. When that fated night came to an end, the vast bright blue sky of morning greeted me. I looked up at the sky, standing at the manor that still reeks of blood. And Morgana filled my thoughts. If she were here now, what would she say to me? Congratulations? That's so unlikely. I let out a little laugh. I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to think about what she would say. Like, on the one hand, she cursed Lord, so she wanted him kind of dead. But on the other hand, I can totally see Morgana saying, killing other men is a sin, you should not do that. I can totally see Morgana saying that. But on the other hand, that was Barnier. So maybe she should be fine with this. Or maybe not fine, but... that, like, killing Barnier would be such a, like... conflicting thing for Morgana. Because she still thinks of herself like, you know, as the daughter of God and being pure and stuff. And, like... on the other hand, we have, like, Barnier. Just Barnier. So kill him or not kill him? Like... I can't even think about, like, what Morgana would do here. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what Morgana would do. I cannot actually predict this. I think she would just close eyes and tell Jacopo to do whatever. And she would just somehow deal with the consequences? I don't know. She would undoubtedly criticize me for seizing power through such a violent means. Yeah, but on the other hand, she would be like, oh, Barney's dead? Yeah, I just cursed him. That's fine. Her lips would twist into scroll and she would damn me to hell for the 1000th time. Probably. She would tell me what I had done was extremely foolish, but perhaps she would also express some concern about my injuries as well. True. That was all my own imagination though. Yep, I don't know to Jacopo, I don't know to. Should never be at my side again. Yep. I mean, we know the future, but we would never look up at the same sky again. I would never hear her sing again. My old life was gone, a relic of the past. It would never be the same again. Not without the girl I loved, being a part of it. Part 1, Tale of this... Wait, this game have parts? Oh, Requiem for the Innocence interlude. Recollections of an Outlaw. This story is far from over, by the way. Okay, chat saying that this is far from over, so I will save here. Oh wait, I cannot... Oh, there it is, okay. We'll see the recollections of the Outlaw, or whatever it is, next time. So Jacopo actually got into the power, so now I guess like next part, because we just had the first part, so I think like in the second part we're going to have like early days of Jacopo ruling, basically, and we'll see how he gets to the point when he cannot trust anyone. So we are going to have something like that, and then we are going to learn how Jacopo learned about Morgana being alive, how he found the swordsman to hire him. I wonder like if this will end when like when Morgana's dying on the next festival, because Morgana died. Wow, this is actually Morgana died on the Harvest Festival. The same Harvest Festival she enjoyed so much before. I just realized that. Holy shit. Anyway. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. So maybe this will end with Morgana's death on the next Harvest Festival or something, like in a few years. I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for being with me. Leave up a like. If you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you would like to support me and see this episode earlier. Comments are yours. And yeah. Thanks for watching. So see ya in the next one. So far on Pocket Watch. Let's geek out.